Singapore 52-0. Hong Kong just conceding the one try themselves. This morning they wrapped up their third pool match 27 points to 0. So this will be fairly evenly matched. There's our Hong Kong side, skippered by Olsen Thorne. And a couple of classy players out there that have come on during the tournament. Number 4 Chan, number 3 Melody Lee. Against this Chinese side that are building and preparing for their re-entry or their first entry into the HSBC World Series. Our referee Ai Yoshida from Japan in charge of this match. China were the defeated cup finalists in leg 1 in Hong Kong, beaten by Japan. And wouldn't they love to get back into, or both of these sides, get into a cup final and try and disrupt the Japanese apple cart. We saw them just dispatch Kazakhstan 26-12 in the first cup semi-final. Chosfold it is that gets us underway. Taken on the full by Guy. She hops her way to the 10 metre, hops out of Melody Lee's tackle, keeps going, supported by Liu. Goodness, they were impressive this morning. They knew they had to score 41 points or more in their final pool match against Singapore. They scored 52. They were sublime tries. Here's Yang with the ball. She scored a couple in this match. Here's Wang Yu. This girl can go as well. A very fierce defender. Ma gets the wide ball. Coming up out of the line, Chong Ka-Yan tries to put the halt on Wang Ran. Chinese content just to float these passes out across the field. Here goes Wu Juan, scored a hat-trick in the game this morning. She's on a roll. And eventually referee Ai gives the penalty to Hong Kong, so they weather the initial first minute. Olsen Thorne. Chosfold digging that one out at the back. Sham Wai Sum. Is there something on here? Melody Lee though. There's that big defence from Wang Yu. She is one competitor on defence. Sham again. Wide balls. Here's Chong Ka-Yan. Scored a wonderful try earlier today. Ran 60 metres. Sham again. That's Kwong. Olsen Thorne's worked around to the far side, cuts inside the first, beats the covering tackle of Wang, gets to her feet, it's got Kwong outside her. Look at this desperate defence from China. 2 minutes of open play here, exhausting stuff. Will they run out of players here? This is Chosfold. Melody Lee steps off the left. There's always one more tackler for China. Chosfold again. It's hot potato right now. They go looking to Olsen Thorne's wing again. Running hard and straight as Chan. They're right in front of the post. Here's Olsen Thorne. She can get the leg drive going, but it's a good tackle from Wu. 2.5 minutes. What an opening to this game. There we are, right in front of the post. 10 metres out. Good clean out by Chan. That one putting pressure on. Here we go. Oh, Melody Lee's had it knocked out of her hands with a try line beckoning. An incredible opening to this match, and it's a penalty to Hong Kong. There's no respite. They go quick. Chong. Look at that. Wang just gets a finger on Chong, and it was enough to stop her. She was in. Half-hearted attempt to rip that one out of her hands. Hong Kong, an early score here would be crucial for them. Melody Lee looking for this at the back. It's very, very slow. Sham points. Chosfold to Chan. And just slow it down a little bit, taking it up the middle. Melody Lee now goes in high. Oh, and looks like she's throwing the pass that'll force the first breakdown and set piece of this match after 3.5 minutes. Goodness me.
Well, what can you say about that opening stanza? They have just thrown the kitchen sink in. I think both of these teams have grabbed every respective poker chip and put it straight into the middle. It looks like an all or nothing one here. Hong Kong proving a prickly character for China. The Hong Kong defence organised, fast-moving tackle line coming up, denying China time and space to make their decisions. We know they have outstanding handling abilities, China, but the pressure being created by Hong Kong, it's causing them some problems.
So just outside their 22 midfield, a full 4 minutes gone here, and going early. This is referee Eye, and I think they've thrown the ball away, and she's got a dim view on that. Wow, that's a big call. So 2 minutes in the bin. Surely now Hong Kong will seize this opportunity. They have been down here for the entire 4 minutes. They put a move on. Chan comes in on a decoy run. Chosfold runs across sideways looking for her skipper. Olsen Thorne, has she lost that forward? Yep, she got one a little bit high and it's blowing for the minute.
Well, Natasha Olsen Thorne will be a bit dirty on herself for that one. Player advantage, good position, good territory. Go forward. And the ball turned over to China. Gee whiz, that's a good scrum from Hong Kong. Got right underneath the larger Chinese front row. Caused them all sorts of problems. I wonder if they'll go for it again. And the counter for China will be what?
Will they look to just soak up this 2 minutes, or will they look to punish Hong Kong? We know they've got 3 or 4 players. They give away the penalty though. Hong Kong need to exercise some patience here. It'll come. They've got to find the space. Sham. Good tackle from Wang Yu. Probably the tackler of the tournament for mine. Lee fires a long one to Olsen Thorne. She drags Wu along. Nearly gets away from her. It was desperation. Here goes Chong Kai-Yan. Chong Kai-Yan on the outside of Wang Ran. She finally goes in, and Hong Kong it is. Look at the smiles, the amount of effort, 6 minutes nearly of effort. It's gone into producing that first try. They break this Chinese defence, and they take a 5-0 lead in this Cup semi-final.
Gee whiz, what a terrific score for Hong Kong. Chong Kai-Yan. I'm so used to seeing her do the business on defence. She hardly misses a tackle. She's scored her second try of this tournament. Superb play by Hong Kong. Pretty important conversion coming up now. Here it goes. Sent. Well, it's no threat. Well, they get one more play at it. They don't. She's half-time boozer. Ooh, we've got one. This one's building beautifully.
Yeah, we thought it would be close. It's 5-0. These two teams conceding 1 try between them in their 6 collective pool games, and how hard it was to squeeze a try out of each other in this half. Just the one. Here it is, up against 6 players. Chong Kai-Yan. Good toil. And don't forget, on the bench, got a few players up their sleeves. Maggie Poon, Lindsay Varty, Stephanie Chan has also been playing well this tournament. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at asia.rugby. If that's where you're watching us right now, thanks for joining us. On Instagram at Asia Rugby Live. Some of the crowd there look like they're Instagramming themselves, and on Twitter at Asia Rugby. Kevin West is in there. We're in this. It'd be a rare appearance in a cup final if they could pull this off. They've not appeared in one for a while now. Been outclassed by the improving Chinese over the last few seasons. Perhaps their last cup final was Qingdao Sevens 2015, where they took out the cup, beat Japan and China in that weekend. This is reality. They're 7 minutes away. China, though, well, we saw them put on those 49 points this morning against Singapore, and that was ruthless. A different level of defence, though. They've hardly had the ball this game. You suspect, though, that if they get an opportunity, they will seize on it. This is what it's all about for the ladies of both these teams. An opportunity to get into the cup final against Japan, test themselves against the best, the Olympians. The Asia Games gold medalists, Japan. That gold medal won against China a couple of months ago in Indonesia. They know what it's like, this level, knockout stages.
Well, the Hong Kong fans are coming charging into the Facebook live feed. Leslie McQueen, Sylvia Pang, Frankie Ho, Jamie Scott watching. It's turning into a who's who of Hong Kong rugby as they watch their team put some genuine pressure on this Chinese side. What have they got left in the tank for this second half? How important was that score from this lady, Chong Kei-An?
Well, they had the ball literally for the whole 7 minutes, didn't they? And they only managed to squeeze one try out of the Chinese. Look at that on the run. And they win the early penalty. That was a courageous take.
In the jungle.
So they're in no rush to get themselves organised here, Hong Kong. They can't shut up shop yet, though. Another score would really blow things open for them. Here's Melody Lee. Gets the legs pumping, goes into Wang. Yu. Josfold. Wang gets up, makes another big tackle. Lee again. Aggie Poon's on the field and she reaches forward. There's a hammy buster. And finally, some possession and territory for China. What can they do with it? They're obviously back to 7 players. Can they get on the outside through G? Great tackle. Hauls her down, Colleen Josfold. Ball is actually out as Wang picks it up. Yang. Pick and go from G. Got to be alert around the fringes there. Kwong it was with the tackle. Trying to desperately work a turnover here, Hong Kong. China seem to be struggling to find their way through, but off the left foot goes Zhao. And she sets her sights on the post, and just like that, bang off the left. The covering tackler on the inside wasn't quite there. And with their first real piece of possession, a couple of phases, China are in right under the posts.
Well, you just have to look at the face of the try scorer to know how much energy that took as China assumed the lead, 7 points to 5. Now, what about the step? We got it from a standing start. Natasha Olsen-Thorne is caught flat-footed.
Trosfold on the inside. The look on her face said it all. She knew she wasn't going to get there. She was trying to get there from the ruck. And she knew that the gap was just too big to close. Well spotted by Zhao, though. So the conversion was handy and it was good. So trying to take the lead narrowly off the floor from Chosfold. She's done well. Pops it up to Kwong. Olsen-Thorne makes the bridge, secures the ball. They're going to have to look for, say, Aggie Poon. Who have we got here? It's Aggie. The guy works. Press gets on the outside. She's got no one to beat. Coming after her is Yang. She's not going to get her. They spotted the threat. They found the space out wide. That is terrific from Hong Kong. Look at the bench on their feet. They're back in front, Hong Kong. This game is fully on. 9th try on the series. What a time to get it. Very nearly caught by the shirt tails, wasn't she? Was it just an inch in that one?
Oh, magnificent determination by Aggie Poon. Looks to be moving a little bit more freely today than we've seen her operating previously. Watch her now, gets a good ball, and that's the difference. That's where Aggie Poon goes from being just another girl in the team to a world-class strike weapon. If you can get this lady the ball in space, well, you do the maths.
Credit to Trosfold there. She's the one that threw the floater over the top. Nailed it. Here goes Jang. Look out, Hong Kong. Good tackle from Poon. Sorry. Chong gets underneath her and tips up Jang. She's dangerous. Here they find themselves. 2.5 minutes left. Lead has changed hands a couple of times. Will it change hands again? As we saw, it just takes one sidestep, and that's good defence, hurrying the Chinese into an error, and they'll have a line out about 15 metres out from the Chinese line. Big moments for Hong Kong here.
Aggie Poon down, taking a little bit of attention there, but what a strong piece of work from Chong Kei-Yan on the tackle. She's like a little boulder, isn't she? She just stands her ground. Outstanding tackling technique. Most importantly, absolutely zero fear about putting in the hits.
Kwong now. Crucial. He's got to get this right. Chinese figuring out how to disrupt this line out. They don't contest. Here we go then. Stephanie Chan's on in 10. Aggie Poon in 12. Looking to give some space to Chong. Gets on the outside of Zhao, the try scorer. Does well to pull her down. Still possession though. Kwong.
Okay.
Melody Lee. She takes on Zhao and G, and oh, Jed. Would you take a shot at goal here?
No, I don't know, to be fair. Yeah, I probably would. But that's because I'm a cold, hard, ruthless, want to win at all costs kind of guy.
No, it's going to be Sham. They're in the middle. They're split in the middle of the park. 3 players either side. Aggie Poon's to the left. They come to Stephanie Chan on the right. Chong gets it back. Can't quite link up with Kwong, and Jang it is with the tackle. Soaking up this time. We're into the last minute now. Olsen Thorn gets her run a little bit. Badly timed. Lee can't give it to her. They've just got to hold on, Hong Kong. Or they've just got to score. One gets floated out to Chong from Poon. She wrong foots.
What a one!
How about that, everybody? Hong Kong are going to win this cup semi-final. The footwork. Oh, the footwork there to wrong foot the defender. And right, she might smile. She has clinched this in a clutch moment for Hong Kong.
Well, caps off a great performance in this game by Chong Kei-Yan. She's been probably leading the count in terms of tackling for this series for Hong Kong. She doesn't hold back in defence. You very rarely get to see her what sort of attacking a game she's got. But that's a score, and I think when she closes her eyes tonight, she might just have that moment on repeat. What an outstanding effort from Hong Kong. They move to the final, and look what it means.
Yes, the emotion coming out, their first cup final in a long time. They have held their confidence, held their nerve, and they've pulled off an upset here, you'd say, on paper anyway. China, they made the cup final in the Hong Kong leg. They looked as if they were going into this one favourites, but Hong Kong, well, up against their bigger, more fancied neighbour. Chong it was. with 2 tries. A brace for her. She's carried Hong Kong to victory here. And the Chinese are gracious in defeat. There are handshakes downstairs as we look at one of the other tries. Here goes the 3rd try of the Hong Kong trio of tries to Aggie Poon, and that was just magic from Colleen Chosfold. Floated perfectly over the top. Not easy to get those right. And finally, it was here, just a little bit of a change of pace, and that was enough to do it. Delight all round. So, we have our cup final sorted. Japan versus Hong Kong at 6:28.